Well, does this ever get old? Season openers, do you still get the butterflies at all, or are you kind of past all that?
No, I mean, you still get that feeling. It's a little different when you're a little bit more familiar with it. It turns from nerves to just excitement. So definitely still get it, but it kind of fades as far as, the anxiety of the whole deal. But definitely ready to get to work.
How excited are you then, Davante, just to see what this looks like with the new personnel around you, especially a quarterback?
Yeah, man, real excited. I mean, we've been working hard at it for a minute now. Been together since OTAs, and been grinding to get it going in the right direction. So, it'll be fun to see once we get some stuff on tape what it looks like. That way we can make corrections and keep improving.
Davante, any adjustments you've had to make to your game in the offseason with a new quarterback and Jimmy, or same old?
No, same thing. Just getting adjusted to a new person throwing it. But as far as my game, no.
Are there still little matchup things that excite you? I mean, the Broncos have a lot of hype on their corners. Like, is that the kind of thing that you get excited about?
Nah, not. I don't. Honestly, I don't care who I play against. I go out there. I don't discriminate. I treat everybody the same way when we go out there, and and that's not like a disrespectful thing, but it's just I'm more concerned about what we're doing as a football team and what I'm doing personally over what the defense has to offer.
Davante, now that you're going into year 2 with this coaching staff, how do you feel like they've done in terms of kind of connecting with players and forming relationships, not just through a football lens, but just knowing who you are as humans?
Good. We got some personal coaches, definitely some guys that are interested in learning about the person, which is a vital piece of connecting and doing well as a team, is understanding people that you're working with. So we got some guys that preach communication and just openness and kind of not going into anything with any surprises, but like I said, open communication, and I appreciate that from them.
You're somebody that's vocal when you have something in terms of feedback to give, whether it's football related or something else. Have you seen some of the feedback that you've given being acted upon by the coaching staff?
I mean, countless times. Last year throughout games, we talk. I come back. They. I mean, it's not even something that they want to listen to. They say, hey, we need to hear that from you. Anything you feel out there, obviously, there's a scale as far as how much they trust certain people coming in with certain things. If you're a rookie, you can't walk in here saying, hey, coach, I need to run this on that guy or whatever. We don't need to be in man on defense. Like, do this. It comes with the reps and the respect of understanding, obviously knowing that the guy knows what he's talking about. So it's a two-way street, and I try not to come in with too much stuff. That way it's felt. The person that's talking all the time, nobody really wants to hear him the same way. So I try to be selective about the times I bring things to them, but they do a good job of applying it. When it's time.
Well, you're obviously one of the leaders of this team, a captain. Second year, there was a situation that occurred yesterday with Chandler. How do you make sure that doesn't affect anybody in that locker room heading into game 1?
Everybody's just got to focus on what we got to focus on, and the only thing that's important this week is this game. So just got to lock in on that.
Davante, this offseason, you've spoken publicly about talking to Josh and kind of being there through him. How much of a difference have you noticed with him being back in the locker room just over a week?
I mean, I've noticed it in my mood, other guys' moods. Just having a key piece of your football team around, it's going to naturally boost everybody's mood. Their willingness to come to work. Everybody's been coming to work, and it's been the same as it was last year. But it's a little bit more fire when you get one of your guys back, and when you get a guy like Josh back, who's a captain and a leader of this football team. It kind of, like I said, gives the team a little extra juice.
There's some young guys on this offense: Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer. Do you take them under your wing a little bit, especially in a week like this, to kind of settle those nerves so that they're ready to perform the way they need to?
No, they're on their own. I was on my own. They're on their own.
No. But do you feel like they're kind of wired the right?
Of course. I mean, these guys, these are easy guys to work with. Trey's one of my favorite rookies I've ever had. Obviously, he's a crazy talent out there. Got speed and a lot of things that are tough to coach. But just him as a person makes it easy, coming to work with him. And, he's the type of guy, he told me about a month ago, he came up and said, I'm going to ask you at least one question every single day and learn something from you, whether it's football, something about life, whatever. I'm going to make sure I ask you something every day. And he's been on it. It's been a couple of days where he hasn't. But I watched it like the first 4 days. He came up to me with something every day. So, working with guys like that. And obviously, I haven't been working directly with Michael the same. And, he's a quiet guy as well, but you can tell, I'll be having a conversation with Hoop about something, and he'll kind of creep over there and start listening a little bit. So these guys are willing to learn and fun to work with, so it makes it easy.
What kind of questions did he ask from the Trey?
I mean, all different types of things. That type of stuff we'll keep between me and Trey, but it can be something about a route, something about life. How do I deal with, coming in, balancing a new playbook and adding your own sauce to routes and different things. It's been a million different times we've talked about stuff, and he's a quiet kid, but one-on-one in those type of situations, that's where you see him start to kind of, I don't know what the word is, but just not unfold, but you know what I mean, like open up a little bit. I guess that's the word. Open up and get a little bit more comfortable and talk and continue to learn with us.
Have you noticed like a progression in his questions of like, oh, he's starting to get it maybe the Bronco way?
I mean, he's asked amazing questions out the gate, so it's really just a wide range. It's not always a question that I'll get that's like, wow, amazing question, but it'll be, sometimes it is, and it's just like a real question. It's, like I said, it's a pretty wide range.
Couple more.
You mentioned that he had crazy talent. As you get further along in your career, can you start sensing that and seeing that from younger players, like they got a little something special?
I mean, you can see it at any point, no matter where you're at in your development. It's easy to see when a guy gets it and very mature. Obviously, there's hundreds of things to work on. I mean, I got a whole lot to work on still. So it's obviously things you can build on, but the type of questions that he asks, the detail that he has, the way he studies and the way he goes about it, not a big talker. He's like an old school rookie the way you want him. So, like I said, when they're that way, it makes everything a lot more smooth and easier in the room.
Another year.
Last question, guys.
Along those lines, I talked with Nate Hobbs, and he said that you make him a better quarterback. That you taught him patience, route running and whatnot. Do you take pride in that as well, like even helping out defensive players to try to help them better their game?
For sure, I take just as much pride in helping Nate as I do any of the other receivers. I mean, we all one unit. We doing this in camp the whole time, but at the end of the day, we all trying to. I want him to be able to cover the things that he's going to see on every Sunday. So when we have opportunity, and obviously I'm going to have more creativity to certain things, and I assure him sometime if I come back, with a win on the route, like you're not going to see anybody to run it that way. So you'll be good, covering it the cookie cutter way. I want to make sure I give you a little extra something to see. That way, on Sundays it's easier. And he's the same way as Trey and those other young guys, where he's always asking questions and locked in if I'm talking to somebody else trying to figure out what it is that he can do to make himself better too. So, if everybody's on that, we'll be a good team.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thank you.
What excites you the most about this offense going into the season?
A little bit of everything, man. It's a fun group to be with. Energetic group, bring energy every day. I'm just excited to get out there with them. Training camp feels like it's been forever, but Sunday will get here quick, so I'm excited about it.
What's been the process with Josh back now to make sure that you guys are in sync with everything that you're doing in the offense in a short period of time?
It's just about getting the reps in. He's, Josh knows all this stuff already, being here last year and everything, but he just getting on the same page with him. A couple little swing routes, check down routes, things like that. We're trying to get on the same page, and the run game. He's as good as they come, man. So it makes my job pretty easy.
Is it different handing off to different guys? Like, is that something you have to work on with somebody?
Everyone's a little different, but for the most part, our backs, that's a stable that they're very consistent, man. They all follow suit, fall right in the line, and it's awesome. Great group of guys.
Obviously, Jim, you played with a bunch of good receivers, but I think it's safe to say that you've never played with a receiver as good as Davante Adams. Like, how much are you looking forward to actually getting on the field and playing a real game with Davante?
It's gonna be fun, man. Been waiting a long time for it. Feel like we're still working on some things, but very confident with where we're at. Tay's he's a dog out there, bro. It's fun having a guy like that. You just got to put it up there and give him a chance, really. Let it touch his hands, and he'll take care of the rest. So he's making my job a lot easier.
You look on the other side of the field, some of these new defensive players, what's impressed you about them the most?
On our team?
Right.
And they fly around. We got a fast group, very, very talented. There's some ball hawks in the secondary, man. They make it tough on us in practice, but it's good for us.
At 31, is there anything in your game you tried to improve on heading into the season, or was it just about getting sharp and doing what you do best already?
It was a little different with the foot this offseason, getting that right, just getting back into the right feel and things like that. But, you're always trying to improve things, little details here and there, a certain route with a guy, timing on a route. there's a lot of that this offseason, just being in a new offense and everything. But I feel like we're in a good spot. Still working, but we're in a good spot.
Judging by the reaction of a couple of your offensive linemen right there, it's been easy for you to kind of make friends here, and obviously you were voted a team captain. How satisfying is that to you that in short order you've been able to have that kind of effect?
It's a privilege, man. It really is. I don't take it very lightly. Been a captain before, but to come to a new team and get that honor, it's pretty cool. I mean, we got a good locker room, very tight knit group, guys who are willing to work, and that's what it takes here. You got to be able to work every day, day in and day out, and it's just a fun group to be with, man. I'm honored to be a captain.
Is it a little funny or any different preparing to square off with Russell Wilson in the AFC West instead of the NFC West like you guys did for so many years?
Yeah, we've always had some good battles, man. Russ, great quarterback. Got to tip your hat to him, and with Coach Payton over there, I'm sure they got some good things. But it'll be a battle Sunday. We know that. We're looking forward to it.
I apologize for the loaded question, but do you feel like you have anything to prove this year based on the way things ended your last stop, or is that not the way you're wired, I guess?
I mean, every year you try to prove stuff. You try to prove yourself every year. And what you did in the past is all cool and everything. Get pats on the back for it, but it doesn't really count for this year too much. So just a guy go out there and reestablish yourself as a player. I think all of us do, though. That's the NFL. I mean, they're trying to get the next guy in there and find a younger guy, cheaper guy than you, but it's your job not to let them.
All set?
All good? All right. Thanks, guys.